Today we will be taking a closer look at boundaries and consent and how to help a friend who's in trouble.
But first, let's review some key terms.
Boundaries in a relationship help each person figure out where one person ends and the other begins. Boundaries help you figure out what you are comfortable with and how you would like to be treated by others. An example of a healthy boundary is saying no to something or someone who makes you feel uncomfortable. Consent means saying yes to participate, engage, or receive anything from another person, like gifts, affection, physical touch, or sharing. Helping a friend does not mean solving your friend's problem. By helping, we mean providing friendship, listening, caring, and supporting someone who might be struggling. Now let's listen carefully to a situation between two teenagers. First, we will hear Kai's side of the story. About last night, I was really excited for us to hang out. We had been talking for the past few weeks, just like in school or little cute exchanges on group texts. At school, all I can think about is Adrian. I go home and just lie on the couch imagining Adrian and I together. We hadn't really spent time one-on-one yet. Then we went to get food. I wasn't sure whether or not Adrian was into it. I thought it would be like a date, but it was more like just friends. We then went for a walk in the park. I didn't know what Adrian was thinking about. We were kind of talking, but it was also kind of awkward. It was like we didn't know how to interact, but then it just started happening. I should have been excited. I had been into Adrian, and here it was. I didn't say anything. Things just happened, but it didn't feel right. How do you think Kai and Adrian's date went after hearing from Kai? Did Kai and Adrian talk about boundaries or consent? How do you think Kai feels about the evening with Adrian? Now let's listen again. This time we will hear Adrian's side of the story. Kai and I went out last night, just the two of us. We got food, went for a walk, all that romantic stuff. We've been talking for a minute. Kai's mom is super strict, so we just kept hanging out in the park. There was no one else around. Kai is super quiet just in general, so we let our bodies do the talking. Funny thing is, I didn't get a message from Kai. If we're gonna be together, you can't switch up on me like that. Something feels off. How do you think Kai and Adrian's date went after hearing from Adrian? Did Kai and Adrian have any talks around boundaries and what they felt comfortable with? How do you think Adrian feels about the evening with Kai? Kai and Adrian both feel off and like something isn't right. Kai said their time together felt awkward and wasn't sure how to act. Adrian thought things were fine until there was no text response from Kai. They're both really confused about what happened between them. This is why consent is so important. If they had communicated and said something like, "Is it okay if I hold your hand or kiss you or touch you?" it would have given them the opportunity to say yes or no, I'm not okay with that. Remember that you have the right to say no to any physical interaction that you are uncomfortable with. These are your boundaries and no one should cross them. Now let's review ways to support a friend. If your friend is ever in a situation and you're not sure what to do, some ways you can help are to listen, acknowledge their feelings, or connect your friend to a trusted adult. If you have any more questions about consent, boundaries, or ways to support a friend, please talk to a trusted adult at your school or go to www.loveisrespect.org or text LOVEIS to 22522. You can also call 1-866-331-9474.